alternate school program. Court bars federal government from blocking SIM cards of Nigerians on April NIN linkage deadline. DPR assures Nigerians of petroleum product availability during Easter. On a foreign scene, Brazil's President Jair Bolsonaro faces biggest political crisis due to COVID surge. And in sports, Real Madrid star striker Karim Benzema's sex trial to be held in October. Details coming up shortly. Good afternoon. Welcome to Media Interaction. Presidential spokesman Garba Shehu noted that there was no serious condition that prompted the president's trip.
There is absolutely no urgency, no emergency. The president is not in any sick condition. It's a routine medical checkup. The president has undertaken this with a set of doctors that he has retained over many, many years. He has done this before he came into office in 2015. And he has continued to do that without any disruptions. But for last year, 2020, as you rightly said, he couldn't make it because of travel restrictions that COVID epidemic has imposed on the global community.
Shehu noted that there is no need for President Buhari to transmit part Vice President Professor Yemi Osibanjo while on health trip to London.
He will continue from wherever he is. The requirement of the law is that the president is going to be absent in the country for 21 days and more, then that transmission is warranted. In this particular instance, it is not warranted. In this age of improved communications, as a matter of fact, before he left, you just mentioned the meeting with the military chiefs. I had excellent time with the vice president, with the secretary to the government, with the chief of staff. So he has taken it all around. If it is warranted, these are transmissible by wire. So the internet is there, and the president is happily equally internet savvy. So therefore, work can continue without any disruptions from whichever location he is.
President Buhari departed the presidential villa for the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport in Abuja at about 2:30 p.m. yesterday, after which he proceeded to London for a routine medical checkup. Since assuming office, he has embarked on several trips to the United Kingdom to seek medical care, but he is not been back in the country in the second week of April. Meanwhile, President Buhari has ordered the service chiefs to identify the leaders of the bandits and kidnappers and take them out to restore confidence in the areas affected. The National Security Advisor Babagana Mongono told State House correspondents that President Muhammadu Buhari gave the directive to service chiefs at the security meeting held at the presidential villa hours before his abroad trip. According to him, the president has made it clear that the criminals would no longer dictate the tone.
We have been able to identify certain areas that are weak, and these areas have to be strengthened so that these characters who are engaging in acts that you can describe as, outright acts of, brigandry, people who are behaving in a manner that portends a lot of danger to innocent lives have to be fished out.
To the federal government now, saying it has commenced plans to educate over 10 million out-of-school children in different parts of the country under the Alternate School Program, ASP. The Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, Sadiya Umar Farouk, who disclosed this at the second meeting of the National Steering Committee of the ASP, said the meeting was in line with the directive that was issued by President Muhammadu Buhari that all Nigerians of school age must acquire basic education. According to her, efforts were currently ongoing in collaboration with the Ministry of Education to identify and engage the children and collect data from the National Bureau of Statistics, which said recently there were over 10 million out-of-school children in the country. The minister urged the committee to remain committed to the cause and work together to ensure the success of the ASP so that the beneficiaries would be able to enjoy very successful outcomes. To the judiciary now, where a federal high court in Lagos State has barred the federal government from blocking SIM cards not linked to National Identity Numbers-NIN next month. The Ministry of Communications and Digital Economy had, through the Nigerian Communications Commission, asked operators to block all SIM cards not linked to NIN by April 6, 2021. The deadline had caused many Nigerians to gather at offices of the National Identity Management Commission in disregard of COVID-19 protocols. However, a former second national vice president of the Nigerian Bar Association and human rights lawyer, Monday Ubani, filed an originating motion and asked the court to stop the Nigerian Communications Commission from disconnecting all SIM cards not linked to NINs. The court ruled that the ultimatum of April 6, 2021 be halted as the timeline is grossly inadequate and will not only work severe hardship but will likely infringe on the fundamental rights of Nigerians to freedom of expression as guaranteed by the 1999 Constitution. Still on court matters, the trial of the embattled leader of the Islamic movement in Nigeria, Sheikh Ibrahim El-Zakzaky, and his wife, Zinat, has resumed today at a Kaduna State High Court sitting in the state capital. El-Zakzaky and his wife are standing trial on an 8-count charge bordering on alleged culpable homicide, unlawful assembly and disruption of the public peace, among others. Reports say on September 29, 2020, the IMN leader and his wife pleaded not guilty when the charges were read to them. The case was adjourned on March 8, 2021 by the presiding judge, Justice Gideon Kurada, after the prosecuting counsel, Chris Umar, presented 14 witnesses who testified against the IMN leader. El-Zakzaky and his wife Zinat have reportedly been in detention since their arrest in December 2015 following a bloody clash between IMN members and soldiers in Zaria, Kaduna State. Away from that, the Department for Petroleum Resources has assured Nigerians of an adequate supply of petroleum products before, during, and after the Easter. Head Public Affairs DPR Paul Osu made this known in a statement issued in Lagos. The federal government had declared April 2nd and April 5th as public holidays to mark the celebration. Osu said that there was product sufficiency nationwide and advised marketers against hoarding and creating artificial scarcity. He said DPR would intensify its monitoring and surveillance of petroleum product outlets to ensure compliance with quality, quantity, integrity, and safety of operations in line with its regulatory mandate. Back here, the Nigerian Association of Women Journalists, Akwa Ibom State Council, has organized an event to mark the 2021 International Women's Day with a theme, Conquering Territories, the Resilient Women's Attitude in Tackling Challenges. The event, held at the State NUJ Press Center Information Drive, Uyo, was chaired by Lady Dorothy Ekpodum, while Barrister Sandra Ini Ememobong was the keynote speaker. The two speakers both extolled virtues of women as great partners in societal development and growth.
When you are a woman, don't just say, my place in the kitchen or in the bedroom. No, come out, do something. And for you to be resilient, you have to be financially strong and reliable. You have to be educated so that you can stand firm.
All you need to do is, irrespective of what life throws to you, please stand firm. Believe in yourself, believe in God. And trust me, even without you knowing your strength, within you is that strength. All you need to do is just to channel it in a positive way.
As part of the event, our correspondent Anthony Essen reports that
journalists in the state for taking the bold step to celebrate not only the classy women, but the vulnerable ones in our society.
Now we are telling women you can carry your chairs. If there are no spaces for us at the table, we are carrying our own chairs and we are making spaces for ourselves on the table.
The chairperson of NAWOJ, Uduak Ekong, said the gesture was meant to encourage other women to work hard and carve a niche for themselves in various fields.
We have brought out here 20 women, 10 widows and 10 petty traders that we think are struggling with their different trades. So we are going to give them soft grants, and in the next 3 months we will follow up on what they're able to do with the little seed that we've been able to inject into their business. Because this Women's Month, and if we do not tell the stories of these women who are doing extraordinary things, some of them in fields that used to be dominated by men, then we will not be encouraging other women who are.
Bolsonaro is facing the biggest crisis of his presidency after the heads of the Army, Navy and Air Force all quit and the country recorded its highest COVID-19 daily death toll. The unprecedented resignation of the defense chiefs is being seen as a protest at attempts by Bolsonaro to exert undue control over the military. Bolsonaro's popularity has plummeted over his response to COVID-19. Nearly 314,000 people have died, with a new daily record of 3,780 on Tuesday. There have been more than 12.5 million confirmed cases. Brazil's far-right president, who came to power 2 years ago, has consistently opposed quarantine measures, arguing that the damage to the economy would be worse than the effects of the coronavirus itself. In sports, Real Madrid star 770-2940. Visit our website on planet101fm.ng and follow us on Twitter at planet_101fm. Also like our Facebook page at planet101fm Uyo. The news was edited by Jane Uwa. As we end the news, always remember that you must always strive to be the change you wish to see in the world. I am Miracle Philip. Good afternoon.
This is Planet Radio 101.1 FM Uyo. Our listeners, our most valuable assets, the bedrock of our business, the reason of our existence all these years. Thank you for your patronage and listenership. For inquiries, please call us on 0809 016 9101 or write to us